Hi, viewers of KLONA Conversation. I'm back and with a great conversation with a great lady of our times. This is Lois Nanta Ichisamba, always called KLONA. We are back and we're talking about entrepreneurship. Twagala kwogera ku kino ekintu okitegeere before you go into business or already in business. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel like you have someone who understands what you're going through. Toli weka baby. So I'm here to tell you, and we're here with someone who is good in this, who has gone from the start to somewhere. She knows it all. She's going to share her experiences, her lessons learned, her best practices, the challenges, the things that she ignored, but realized that she has to go into and sort them out. So in the house, we have the CEO, X-Era. Have you heard about X-Era? Yeah. This organization or company is owned by a lady, Muchala, Muto, Mama. She's the pretty girl. Those girls that you meet at the streets and you think that they don't have money. Yeah, she's those girls. So, Stella, how are you?
Wow, what an intro. I'm fine, Lois. How are you? Good to be on KLONA. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Thanks.
I'm so happy that you're allowed to come.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
Basically, this season we're talking about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Starting businesses, whether it's side hustle or main hustle or only hustle, we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We have realized, okay, statistics show that businesses die at inception. 5 years, they are out.
Yeah.
Most people start businesses with energy, passion, they put in a lot of money. 5 years down the road, they are done. I'm sure X-Era has survived 5 years.
Yes, luckily.
And they're still going.
7 years now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So we want to know, share us with your experience. What is, how did you start?
Okay.
Who are you first of all?
Okay. So my name is Stella Nasali Mudola. Yes, I'm
You're
a married.
married?
Yes, I'm a married woman with 3 children.
Wow, you look like you have no babies.
I have 3 children. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I run a company called X-Era Limited. X-Era branding on the socials. X-Era basically does production.
Socials means Facebook.
Yes. Facebook, Instagram, yes, and we're yet to be on Twitter and the others.
Okay.
So X-Era is a company that deals in production and branding of promotional items. We do corporate uniforms, we do office branding, name it. That's the company.
Why did you choose branding of all things?
Oh, well, that's an interesting story because I didn't even study these things. Well, I did arts up to my senior 6, and I intended
Fine
to...
arts?
Yes, fine arts.
Okay.
I intended to continue with it at the university. And I remember when I told my father that I'm going to do arts. He said, Stella, no one makes money making pots. Because for him, according to him, art was making pots. Well, newsflash that there's so much to art. So I did not do arts on campus. I went and did business computing.
Okay.
And after that, I tried to do SCCA. I keep saying I'm an SCCA dropout. It's an accounting. I kept saying that because it was not really my thing. My dad is an accountant, so I think being the firstborn child, he wanted me to follow in those footsteps. Yeah, so when I got that chance, I just took off. So I've been working in the business field, not as a business owner.
Okay.
I did project management. I'm a project manager by profession. Strangely, with a bias in renewable energy, Vintunga solar, things like that. So I've been working in that field. Yes.
In NGOs?
Or private companies that do work for, yes, NGOs, the donor community and the likes. So how did I get into branding?
Branding.
You know, when there's a
project management, then business computing, then SCCA now.
Listen, when there's a passion, there's a passion.
Okay.
It's one of those things of you can take a direction where you have been channeled, but there's always this pull from the sidelines. You know, you have this interest. You like, I mean, I attend meetings and I find myself drawing funny things in the notebook while people are taking notes.
When you're bored?
Yeah, so it's one of those things that just kept pulling at me like that. So I did not actually intentionally go into business.
What happened? Your husband?
I didn't even met him when I started, but Yeah, well, I had, but we're not really talking about business. I was employed and all. It was one day, you know, Facebook was fairly new at that time. And we had these groups. There was a group called Beautiful Modern Mamas. It's actually still there.
Yeah, I know.
And
I have never joined because I don't think I am a beautiful modern mama.
You're beautiful, certainly, and modern.
I should join.
So we used to meet in that space, 2,000 mothers in and outside Uganda. We barely knew each other. It was really just a cyberspace. That to imagine hang out, to chatting out, group, someone brings a problem, people, you know, give all this advice.
Solutions.
And then after all that interaction, someone comes and says, you know what, we should have T-shirts that have BMM is the abbreviation, that have BMM, so that when you bump into someone in this T-shirt, you know that that's one of us. Lois, Simani Jechava, I found myself responding to that post and I said, I'll make that T-shirts. Please note,
So
I had nothing. I knew nothing about making T-shirts, but I found myself responding to that post.
So you made the T-shirts.
Now, I fear disappointing, I fear failing. Once I put myself out there, we have to go.
Deliver.
Yeah, so people are like, okay, fine, show us a design, let's do this. Meanwhile, I don't even like wearing ordinary T-shirts, you know, the typical round neck T-shirt.
Okay, I know you, like in real life.
Because I remember those days when we would get giveaways from the telecoms, either a T-shirt for sleeping
and
in or...
you use it for mopping at home. So
yeah,
you didn't want
but we can't say this on air, can we?
I know we are allowed. This is our tube. It's okay.
Yeah, but so I was like, okay, fine, now I have to do something, but it has to be different. It has to be.
Can wear it.
Yeah, ladies especially, because ladies, you know, we like fitting things. Look at you. We like things that flatter our bodies. So yeah, I went on a hunt. I found some people who really assisted me. We did some sketches. I designed the logo of BMM. And you know, this whole time I'm realizing, oh, I actually always had it in me to do this.
By that time you're employed.
I'm still employed.
You're just doing it because BMM
because I've put myself, you know, you've jumped into the deep end, so you have to swim. So that's how I started. And even then, I didn't know that it was going to be a business. Yeah? You
were just doing something.
Like, okay, let's do something for the group. I was selling the T-shirts. You know, someone orders, one person, 3. And strangely, you know, it caught on.
And the same people had more orders.
Some people had more orders.
But
so I don't want to go so, you know, in the nitty-gritty, but along the way, you know, someone would ask, you know, can you make 50 T-shirts? And I'm like, 50? You know, you even freak out. You're like, okay.
Can I do it?
Can I? And I had no machinery. I had nothing. I was, I was a proper broker. I knew people at NASA. I knew people at Phoenix Logistics, which now is normal, and other people who really assisted me. So I would be at the workplace. Yeah, my boss obviously found out eventually. I'd be at the workplace. I have to move out and say, okay, yeah, I need this and that. This is the design. And then they would do it, and then I arrange for delivery.
No funako akasente.
Yeah, ngafuna akasente. Of course, ngankaria.
Of course.
Yeah, because for me it wasn't a business.
You want to do it as a big brand.
I didn't think, you know, because I'm there, I'm not really marketing, but then someone calls you like, oh yeah, I bought from you a T-shirt like this.
I want it.
But you know, I'm working for this company, we need this. So when does X-Era turn into a business? How
does all that turn into X-Era? And you're like, you better put it to serious job.
First of all, that X-Era was called T-Biz. It was so not creative, T-shirt business. Okay. T-Biz.
Okay, I can understand X-Era, but T-Biz is also...
So I was so limited to just making T-shirts. Yeah? But people were coming to me, can you also do pens? Can you do this?
Can you do
And I was doing
magazines?
it.
Wow.
Then my friend got me a job at Pride Microfinance. They wanted 400 mugs, branded. And I was like, what? Okay. So with that job, I ended up buying my first machine. I actually have it, a heat press machine. I said, okay, I was so excited. I worked through the night. I got my children involved. Get past me the cup. Someone had to do the cleaning, do this. Everyone was involved. Worked till 3 a.m. because I wanted to impress. If they made the order yesterday, tomorrow they must have it.
The pressure.
Yes.
a pressure to deliver. I thought it's only in cleaning.
But I think it's an individual thing. Like once you set out to do something,
you're that person who delivers.
I have to do it exceptionally. Okay. So we delivered the mugs. Now on delivering, they say, okay, fine, where's the invoice? Where's the bank account? And all, and that's when I saw stars.
And you don't have that?
I was telling them, no, you can send to DFCU and Stella Nursery. I've never been lectured like that by a client.
They said, no,
the gentleman sat me down and told me, are you serious? So this company called, I don't know, T-Biz has done this, and now we are paying a one Stella Nursery.
It's fraud. So that's when you had the check.
So yeah, I've never processed anything so fast in my life. So
what did you do?
That's when I decided I can no longer call the business T-Biz because that's very limiting. I changed it to X era. X meaning, time of the X, something different. Find like X, extra.
Are you a mathematician by any chance?
I love math. I really love math.
Just you love math.
Yes. So, and then era is a time. So I was thinking time of the X, time of something different. Because remember, I was going
like your name.
Stella X.
Yeah, X.
No, it wasn't intentional.
It has nothing to do with your
nothing.
Name.
It's just, it's time for something different.
Just connections.
Okay. Yeah, that's how X era was born. And here we are.
So you opened up the bank account, you had the name, you branded. What else did you have that time? Physical location?
So, no, I was actually operating in the garage at home. I had a machine, I think it was like this chair, so it was quite portable. It was heavy, but it was portable. I was operating in the garage.
So at what point did you start hiring people?
So here's the thing. So you're operating in the garage at your home, meaning that there are no closing hours. I come from my formal job. I get home, I'm doing X era work. 2 a.m., I'm in the garage working.
You're still a mother.
I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm many things. And I'm employed, but I'm not getting rest because I'm trying to balance a number of things.
What challenges did you find at that point?
Yes, of course, there was lack. I wasn't balanced as a person. Like you said, I was a mother. I just get home, put my bag there. They would serve me my food in the garage because I have to deliver to the client. And yet I have to be at work. So. Of course, many things were compromised.
Those are the things we want to know, Stella. Don't just say many things. Like what exactly happened? For someone else there, someone is watching this tube and is actually going through the same thing. Started a business, maybe a cake business. He's doing cake, does it after work, through the night, has to work, the kids meet him in the bakery and all that. And she feels like, oh, I give up, should I? That person needs to know the challenges you made and how you overcame.
Yeah, so over time you notice the difference in how you're relating with your husband, with your children. You're distant because you have put something else before them and you're doing it every day. Because the things are just there. But also, I was now beginning to realize, okay, this could actually be a business. And I was saving up some money, and from saving the money, I bought also my first screen printer. It's a really large
So you bought another asset.
When that machine was coming, I saw the measurements as they sent the measurements from China, and I saw that it couldn't even fit in the garage.
So you needed a better space.
So that was the beginning of me saying, okay, I need to get out of here. But getting out of the garage also meant now finally having time for my family. Because when you have a workplace and home, they are two different things. So I would come I would come from my place where I was employed for my work, go to this place. Of course, I had to get workers.
Oh, that time you had to get work. Someone who's stationed there.
Yeah, because now you have a machine in a space. It can't be waiting for you to come
back. So one thing led to the other.
One thing led to the other.
It was a natural flow. You never said that I'm going to hire a room or the 7 machines, get 3 employees.
Not at all.
Everything came one
Not at all. It was unplanned, the start. the business. I just, you know. And then I realized along the way, oh, this is actually serious, you know. So I had, at the time, 2 people. There was an operations person, and then there was the person who was running the machine, a screen printing person.
Did you ever make losses at the start?
So I'll tell you that it is even difficult. Of course, now I know that I made losses because I understand the business better. I've done entrepreneurship courses. I actually train entrepreneurship. But at the time when you're doing business rather informally, you don't realize.
You have a job, you have a salary.
You have a salary, so it's confusing you. Because you're getting a salary, so you're not really looking
at this
side. Yeah?
So you don't even realize.
The losses were definitely there because you're not even pricing well because you haven't sat down to say, okay, this is how much this thing cost me to make. This is how much transport was spent on this thing, utilities.
This is how much I have to pay these people.
Yes. You haven't broken that thing down. You're just giving a random price. How much is a t-shirt? 25,000. Where is it coming from?
You have no idea.
Yeah. So the losses were there.
And then you have the salary to patch up that it too.
Patch up, yeah. So you don't realize. Rent, get your salary, pay rent, and you know. Yeah.
And your husband is also giving you some money. We are going for a break. When we come back, we are going to continue with this conversation. Please don't go away. We are back and we're still in this conversation with Stella, the owner, the CEO, the founder, the vision bearer of Xera Branding. If you haven't seen them, use them. People who have bad t-shirts at work, those uniforms that are not nice, please check them out. Check on social media, give them a call, look for them. Call me, I'll direct you where they do very good work. She was sharing her story, how she started her business accidentally. She looks, right now, if you go to Xera, you think everything was planned, thought through. They even have a strategic plan. But hey, we've just found out that things just started one step at a time. She accidentally found herself in one place to another. So let's continue this conversation with Stella. So you were saying, so you are making losses unknowingly.
Unknowingly. Yeah, and you know, I think most of us make this mistake. Yeah. You know, most of our businesses start as what we call side hustles. Yeah.
And the fear.
Yes, because you're wondering how will it be if I. But there's also, we're also doing ourselves a disservice by not actually being present at the inception of these businesses at the start.
Would you think that I can be present? There's something that I don't even know how it's going to manage. When I have a 6-figure salary and I leave and I go to the unknown, I need energy.
Yes, that is true, the fear of the unknown, but look at it this way. I'll give you my own experience. While the business is 7 years old, I've only been actively involved in it myself for only a year.
Sure.
Yes.
So all the time you've been employed and
all the time I was employed, but the business literally stagnated and I think even started going down under. And because you see, this is it's like giving birth to a child. The child needs you more in their early years, you know, so that you can just mold them and teach them the ways and all. And at a certain point is now when you can let go and say, okay, fine, let other people also come in, or you go and do your thing.
So if you cannot be there, what are we going to do?
I'll tell you that in the year that I have been at Xera, I have seen that we have grown leaps and bounds, and I kept saying, what if I had started from the start, then you know what would it have been? So I even like to say that Xera is 1.5 years old, because this is the time that I've put it in, because yes, while we have employees and all, I think no one can really ever love your child like you do, and the vision, where you're coming from, where you want to be.
So do you think the losses, the unknown, the stagnancy and all that was partly because you're not present, but also the type of employers you're hiring?
So I was not present at the time where I should have been. Because yes, things could have gone wrong even if I were there, but I would have had the opportunity to face those challenges and learn from them and do better. But I didn't have that. Yeah, so those challenges are still happening in these later years where I've come in, but I find that it's easy for me to say, okay, this is why this thing happened, and it should not happen again.
Yes, you actually had no idea.
I had no idea,
So
and
I want
it is
to know,
difficult.
as you started, did you have partners? Or did you, like we've had, you started as you, yourself,
Yes.
and probably your children?
Yeah. It was me. Then later on, I had a challenge. I wanted to get, actually the time when I told you that I bought the machine to do the Pride microfinance work, I didn't have the machinery. Yet when I did the math, I'm like, I think I'll make more money if I'm doing these things myself. Remember, I used to outsource.
Yeah, I'm going to block.
So I said, I'm not block. But so I used to outsource, and I said, no, this is my chance to buy
my machine
and try and own this business. But I didn't have the money.
Okay.
This may be wrong reasons to get partners, but at the time I had two people who were willing to bring the money. Yeah.
So that you can buy the
So
machine.
initially I wanted to borrow the money from them, but I think they saw the potential in the business, and I said, no, who want us stake? Maybe in me, I don't know. Maybe they had faith in me. So they said, okay, you know what? We want a stake in the what? In the company. I won't lie to you that the partnership was well thought through, in the sense that you're saying, okay, are these people who are bringing in money and will be dormant partners after that? Are they bringing in money and will then be active and participate every now and then? Are they going to continue giving the cash injections? What is the relationship? So I think it could have been done better. And just to even take you back, yes, a lot of us start businesses, run businesses, and we learn as we go. It's not the best way.
So how would we learn?
it.
How could we learn then?
We need to go back to the basics. Because they're simple fundamentals, things to think about as we are starting. We are thinking, just go back even to your 4 Ps, the product, the place, the promotion, the price.
Oh, I know those things.
Yes, you do, Let me tell you, it's not cliche, it actually works. Because now, when I actually sit down and I say, okay, this is what we have, this is the product, how is it competing in the market? How are we putting it out there? How are we pricing it? Is it competing? Or if it's highly priced, is it the best there is? So such things make a huge difference. So if you have a chance, if you're just starting out, please start with the fundamentals. They will never, they apply to any kind of business. They will never go anywhere with us. The 4 Ps.
Price.
We're doing price, product, promotion, place. Distribution. But they even go to the 5 Ps.
So like people, when you're going to deep, then you realize that they become wider.
Yes.
At the principle, the starting, you should consider all that.
Yes.
So when you partner, because some people partner because of the cash injection, mainly.
Yes.
Other people partner because of availability. Like this person is available, I'm not available, so we partner and work together. Would you advise someone to partner, or would you advise us to go solo?
Wow. Well, that's a tricky question. Yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes you find that when you walk alone, you move faster. Yeah, there's such a saying that when you walk alone, you move faster. In the sense that if you're going to make a decision, you're not consulting anyone.
Yeah.
If you're jumping off a cliff, you're jumping, and that's it. And no one is going to say, "But why did you jump?" But it was your decision. So if you jump and at the end of if there's light at the end of the tunnel, you're really celebrating, and you're celebrating your decisions. If you follow, you'll know that it is you. But also partnerships are also good for different reasons. Like you said, pooling resources where there are none. Ideas, there's expertise. Some people bring special expertise to the table that you need. So there are different reasons, but all those reasons have to be thought through. So you'll find that you either need a partner or partners or not, depending on your situation. It has to be thought through. Yeah.
So I want to talk about the compliance in terms of government, URA, KCCA, URSDL, the registration, the business name, all that. Like working in business, there are so many rules and regulations, terms and conditions. People are not even aware that those things are there.
Yeah.
How, in your experience, how have you managed?
Yeah. For starters, I'm lucky that I was never those people who would say I'm going to just remain a briefcase company. Because, you know, whenever we look at our side hustle as side hustle, it will stay that small as a side hustle. It will never take off. It will never be anything more than that. The minute we realize that, okay, this can be it, or if we decide to focus our energies there, then we have to think big. In thinking big, it is difficult for you to do big jobs without being compliant. They're going to ask for your KCCA license, they're going to ask for your tax compliance certificates and the likes. So it was very easy for me to quickly get on board. And you know, with URA, which is I think one of our biggest headaches, I think we've shared about that, you and I. It's a necessary evil. But once we understand how to, you know, to file, to do things in time, I think once the system is seamless, we shouldn't have a problem. So I'm all for compliance.
Yes, but my problem is, when, of my experience a bit and what I've heard people say, when you're compliant, you tend to be less competitive. Because, for example, if I am bidding for a job with you who is compliant, you have to put 18% VAT, and I'm not putting that. You have to pay NSSF for your staff, my staff don't pay NSSF. So you tend, your budget and your costing is quite higher than the person who is not compliant. And then the people who are giving us the job, some of them may not really care about your compliance, and then you lose the bid.
Yes, it happens, but also look on the flip side. There are people who are specifically, or companies that are specifically looking for compliant people. They are the ones with the big jobs. So many companies are eliminated at that level. You look at the bid, they're asking for this, that, and the other. For you, you're just ticking the boxes like, yes, I have that, I have that. So you're not going to be, you know, timid. You're not going to be scared to apply for these bids because everything, you tick all the boxes.
So the only advantage for me to be compliant is to the big organizations, the ones that have the big sacks of money, need those things.
Yes.
So if you know that you're targeting such businesses or such clients, people who are international, who have money in dollars and all that, you need to be compliant. Also, the other problem I have, these people, KCCA, URA, URSPA, like there are so many. You realize that they take half of their money.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, so what should we do as business?
No, but as business people, as business people, yes, the money is there, but you see that the client will have paid that money. In the case of URA, the client has paid the 18%, so that's the same money that you're paying back.
But the NSSF for your staff.
Yes. But I can also look at it. First of all, NSSF is motivation for the staff, knowing that they are saving. They are saving money. And remember, if obviously you're paying yourself, also your NSSF is going in there.
Do you meet clients who are not compliant?
Yes, of course.
Like,
I'm not mentioning.
Well, I know.
I see what you did there.
I honestly pay you 18%, please. My invoices have. But anyway, to be honest, I want to know when you start business and small businesses like ours, not so big, is there a role the family plays, friends, God, or it's entirely your thing, you think through it, you see it, you take the glory, you take the blame?
Yeah, so running a business is not something you do undercover. Obviously, there are people around you who know about this business. Your family are usually the first people to know, your friends, the people around you, your colleagues. They play a role in terms of encouragement, of sometimes. Yes, yes, there are always those sad moments, but also, I mean, you go back home to talk to someone about, you know, your day, whether it has been really good or it has been really bad, or seek advice. Yes. As for God, really, I think that's everything, because you have to dedicate the business every morning, every night. Anything can go either way, and even to just help you cope, because the challenges are there, the successes are there, and you have to thank God for the successes. And when the challenges hit,
in your business, do you register more successes than losses?
At the moment, more successes than losses. I've told you that there's been a huge
It has been on and
difference.
on.
Yes. I won't say we don't have challenges anymore, but there are certainly more successes.
Is it because of the nature of the person you are, your type of training, the perfections that firstborn syndrome or is it that you're just lucky? Because there are people who are registered down all the way.
I would say persistence.
In the same business, branding, no deals, make losses, machines stolen, machines die. Like when we come with, is it because of your personality? What is the trick behind your success?
Yes, first of all, yes, I'm very, very persistent, determined to achieve. There are many. Mbaira nino chikola like banda batyanga nkomye wano, you know. I share a lot with fellow business people. They've been through all the challenges that I've faced. You know, sometimes I'm thinking, my God, what is this? But when you share, someone is like, really just that money, you know, and they'll tell you their story and how they came out of a hole, and you're like, okay, we can go. So the determination has kept me going. Of course, my personality as a very social person allows me to network a lot.
Yes. So business people, we need to be social.
Yes, because you know, when we are selling, we start with the people that we know. It's pretty easy. XERA is really my middle name. So in all the networking that I do, as I introduce myself, I find a way of slipping it in. So you just know that just this is like what KLONA. I do. You see, you find a way to just talk about it, where it applies, where it doesn't. Find a way to slip it in, because you just have maybe 15 or so minutes with someone. Find a way to slip it in. So my personality has allowed me to easily market myself as a person and what I do, and XERA as a company. So it has come quite easy.
So honestly, from what I'm getting, Stella, your personality has played a big role. Now people without your personality, what do they have to do? Because there are people who are not social.
That is true.
They don't know how to talk, even when they're invited on functions. They just say, my name is so-and-so, I have 3 children, and that's it. They can't say, hey, I'm KLONA girl, and all. Like, they can't make that noise. What should they do?
Okay, so being social alone is not enough, because you might be social, or people may try to support you, but you're not doing a very good job. You're not doing a very good job.
When we give you deals, we don't come back.
Yeah, so that's not good. The thing is, the cheapest and easiest way to market is to do a good job. Even if you have one client, do a very good job for that client. They will market for you without you telling them. They will just quickly refer and say, you know what, KLONA cleaned my space, squeaky clean. You need to try them. Whenever someone asks, so who can do this? Immediately they are mentioning XERA. I don't know how many times we are tagged on Facebook, for example, whenever they are looking for. So these are people we've probably done for them work or not, or maybe they've just seen pictures or something and they're tagging you and saying, oh, this person can do it, and they're saying it confidently. Because you have done it and you have done it well. So you may not necessarily be a social person, but when you do a job, do it
well. So for people who are not social, loud like us, you can't make noise for yourself. At least for that one client, deliver a good job. That job will talk for you to the next person. You don't have to be loud. What else? If there's anything else that we need to know, the secrets to having this small business.
So you say you're not very social. I mean, things have been made easier with the internet. So get your business online. Just put it out there. You have your WhatsApp status. I think I rarely now use my social media for personal things. Yes, I do, because I don't want people to get bored. They're like, yes. So I don't want to bore them with all the details, but I make sure that, you know, every other day there's a post, because you don't know who is watching. So you may not be out there, you may not be loud, but use the technology advancement that we have now, because you sit in one space, put up your post, it's 2 minutes of your time, and you will see the business rolling in.
Sure. Yeah. So once you do that, you get good clients, you out there, you may not be as loud, but good delivery. A satisfied client, I always say, a satisfied client is the best marketing tool. That person will talk for you, blog for you, they will own the business. You know, too born again. I was watching some preacher and he was saying even God needed people to do whatever he has to do on earth. No one doesn't need people, but there are people you need. There are people who are influencers, but then there are those people who are burden carriers.
Yeah.
They carry you, but then, and they make it theirs, they run with it. Like, I mean, those are the people who are satisfied with what you do. Those are the girls I'm talking about. You see, men, allow us to do these things.
So I'm going to serve at home.
Yes, but I'm going to serve at Kai's.
Let's do this.
Ndoza kati mubitegedde. Teri kulanga kulala. Allow us to do these businesses. Men, women, when they get money, those kids will go to international schools. You have vacations in Dubai. Hey, you wait. Anyway, for now, we are going to end this conversation, and it has been Entrepreneurship with Xterra. Thank you for watching us. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Share this link with your friend. Don't be mean. People need to know these things. Post on status, post on Facebook, like us, tell us what you want us to talk about, but also who you want us to host. Till next time, bye for now. Love you.